My name is Shaquille Jefferson, and I'll be presenting on social capital and networks. I'm currently taking classes on organizational communication as a student in communication media. I've worked closely with NC State's African American Cultural Center, or AACC, throughout the semester to study how organizations communicate, represent themselves, and reach out. A vital thing that I learned is the need for a strong network and a foundation of social capital. The reason I'm making this presentation is because I'm looking for ways to explore and improve networking. I know what you're thinking. What is networking and social capital? Before we dive into that, here's a video link that'll get you thinking about the topic. For the sake of time, we won't be watching it, but feel free to click the link to the video anytime after the presentation. To give a formal definition of the term, social capital consists of the norms and networks that enable people to act collectively. Some examples include family, friends, associates, co-workers, and partnering organizations. As the saying goes, it's not what you know, but who you know. It's very important because when an organization falls on hard times, they know it is their network that they can depend on to be their final safety net. As with all things, there are benefits and costs to acquiring social capital. As can be imagined, having a bigger network increases the chance of encountering harmful organizations. Personal networks can be exploited. For example, the have-nots can be treated unfairly. It's also important to note that most of the time, the ties within an organization weakens as the organization's network grows. But looking over at the benefits, building a stronger network puts them in a stronger position to help their community, such as tackling poverty, inequality, and making change. Some other ways are spreading a message. A stronger network usually means more diversity, which leads to more ideas. While it can provide a range of valuable services for its employees, it can also have negative economic consequences. This makes social capital a double-edged sword. So why is social capital so important? Because they are vital to outreach and representation. It determines which employees will want to work in the organization and also what visitors and customers will want to make connections with it. In today's rapidly converging age, technology makes it infinitely possible to create a wider network of strong ties. In order to maintain the best balance, it is recommended that an organization has a strong intra-community network while having a weak extra-community network. Ambitious personnel recognize that getting ahead requires an active commitment to networking. To elaborate on something I said earlier, it is vital to have strong ties vertically and horizontally. Vertical consists of communication within the organization, while horizontal describes communication between partnering organizations and groups. The benefits differ for each type of network, so finding the right balance varies from organization to organization. Find what works best for your organization. Focusing on vertical ties can help with creating strong group identity and purpose, which can lead to opportunities for development. Focusing on horizontal ties, on the other hand, allows for support, outreach, and exposure, which leads to more opportunities for expansion. Now on to bonding. Bonding consists of all the interpersonal communication and networking that exists within an organization. This includes trusting relationships, meetings, contact via email, and debates. Many organizations turn to social media to create bonds with employees, such as networking with Facebook, OrgSync, Twitter, and LinkedIn. There are other ways of outreach within an organization, which includes planning special events, phone calling coworkers and employees, and holding staff meetings that allow for input. There are many variables that affect bonding, but before I talk about that, I'll explain bridging. Bridging is described as any activity that connects groups and organizations. A great way to improve the bridging of an organization is to spread the word. This can be done the conventional way, using flyers and word of mouth, but it can also be used with social media and social media tools, which have the potential to be much more effective. For example, in the AACC organization that I worked with, they put up a website which has links to many pages such as Facebook and Twitter. There are also photo albums and other opportunities for outreach. This can be furthered by employing applications and network-to-network social media as well, such as OrgSync. Like with bonding, there are many variables affecting bridging. Here's a list of the different factors affecting bonding and bridging. These are things to consider when trying to improve your organization and become more involved. Under bonding, we have density, income, stability, communication, and participation. With bridging, we have diversity, outreach, influence and power, unity, and alignment. There's much more, but I'll let you think about it. Here's another list. This time, it's a list of different ideas you can use to help your organization out. Just to name a few, start by using more technology. Create blogs, applications, make websites, use Facebook and Twitter, be more aware, and go outside and spread the word. There's much more than what I listed, so feel free to write down any that you can think about. To sum things up, it is important to improve social capital and networking within your organization. There are many variables as well as costs and benefits, so finding the right balance between bonding and bridging is the key to getting the best out of your employees and connections associated with your company. To leave you with a quote, reach in or reach out.